Hello everyone, I'm the EFC, this is Blue Lions TV. Welcome to the 5 talking points video after our 2-1 win against Liverpool last night. You guys, I'm going to be talking about Eden Hazard and what Sarri's done to really help him go to another level. I'm going to be talking about Alvaro Morata again. I'm going to be talking about what Sarri is going to take away from seeing the squad players playing. I'm going to be talking about some of the issues that Liverpool's press was giving us yesterday. And I'm going to be talking about David Luiz, his importance, and just how essential it is that Luiz, Rudiger, Jorginho and Kepa do play. You guys, you know what the deal is. Help me get more than 500 likes for today's video and press the bell notification button as well to stay tuned to all things Blue Lions TV. Now, starting with the first big talking point, got to talk about Eden Hazard. Incredible goal he scored against Liverpool. And I was telling you guys in the match preview that there is going to be spaces between the lines for guys like Hazard to have fun in, and he proved that yesterday. Already this season, Hazard has 6 goals, 2 assists in 7 games. And remember, the games against Huddersfield and Arsenal, he only made cameo appearances. So far, he's having his best goal scoring run. But the question is, why is Hazard so good? What's Sarri doing? Now, before I get into Sarri, there's one guy that needs to be spoken about. He's very underrated. His name is Alvaro Martinez, and he's one of the main reasons as to why we're seeing this type of Eden Hazard. In a way, Hazard's always kind of suffered, before Martinez was there. The previous Belgian manager was pretty pragmatic. He didn't really get the best out of that Belgian team. And Martinez was that guy to really change things for the national team. And he's really taken them to a new level. In 23 games for Martinez, Hazard has scored 13 goals and he's got 10 assists. That's 23 goal contributions in 23 games. And this is why I've been so optimistic about what Sarri is going to be able to do with Hazard, because I've already seen what Martinez has been doing with Hazard already. And it's quite easy to see, playing for Belgium, Hazard has more freedom and responsibility. Yes, that's always thrown around, but, to get into detail, he's able to have more players with him. But to get into more detail, Hazard has more options, more passing options and players with him between the lines, meaning that, he has people to do layoffs with. There's space being created for him to play in as well. And obviously with this possession style of football, it means that he's able to play more in the opposition half. But you guys know me, I love my details. I can break it down quickly into 3 points. Starting with the first point, Hazard has more passing options available to him between the lines and in the half space. Playing under previous Chelsea managers, he's always been part of very isolated attacks that are isolated away from the other fullbacks and our midfields. Under those types of managers, Hazard had to create his own space with his movement and his dribbling ability. And this is why it was harder for him to play closer to the opposition goal. The second point, a high press just suits Hazard way more. Because the team now hunts in packs, it means that they get possession back even quicker. And this means now that Hazard doesn't have to drop 50-60 yards in our own half to then keep in formation with the other players defending. And then let's say we do win the ball back in our own half, Hazard then doesn't have to make another 70-yard run to get to the opposition goal. Now, why am I bringing up this point? Now, one thing with Hazard is that he does get kind of tired near the end of the game and his influence does wane a tiny bit. But now, because his stamina's being micromanaged even better, because we win back possession much quicker and we're playing mostly in the opposition half, and as I'm saying, we keep possession now, which is a massive difference. It means that Hazard doesn't have to exert as much energy. And for the third reason, you guys, you kind of have to combine my first 2 points, and that's the fact that finally his runs are being found. And that comes down to the fact that, of course, the passing options around him, Jorginho behind, the team is pushed up in the opposition's half as well. Hazard doesn't have to be that main creator where, under previous managers, he had to start the attacks in a sense, and he had to play more as a playmaker. Just think, he's got Kante and Kovacic between the lines with him. He's got a striker up front. The fullbacks are high and wide. And then you've got Jorginho behind them. And you've got Rudiger and David Luiz with their fantastic playmaking abilities. It's no surprise why Hazard's finally being unlocked. But you guys, that's not all. That's the tactical reason as to why Hazard is prospering. But, for the other reason, that does come down to Maurizio Sarri. It's not just Sarri ball that's getting more out of Eden Hazard. You guys, cast your minds back to previous managers. We've always seen them talking about that defensive side to Hazard's game. Yes, they've all said that Hazard can score more, but what have they actually done to help him score more? They've done nothing tactically with the team, and they're doing nothing in training as well. Sarri is the first manager at Chelsea that Hazard's worked under that's really critiqued his performance, you know, when he was talking about the fact that Hazard drops deep too many times. I don't want to see Hazard behind the halfway line. Other managers wouldn't have cared because their priority is always about the defensive side of the game. And that just summarizes how Sarri is trying to get more out of Eden Hazard, and this is why he's really receptive to what Sarri's doing. And this is why we're seeing a guy who, and I'm confidently saying this, is going to score at least 25 goals this season. As I said, you heard it here first, and again, this is the reason as to why Hazard is just doing amazing things so far this season. Now, yeah, I know the first one was pretty long, but there was just so much info that I had to say that I think it was worth the time. But moving on to the second point, I need to talk about Alvaro Morata. It was another disappointing performance. Now, the thing that's really bothering me now is the fact that too many players kept getting broken down, and that's because Morata keeps losing the ball every single time. Now, I'm okay if he does miss chances because I think that in a way it does come down to confidence, but then when you're constantly losing the ball and we can't play with you or through you, then what are you really offering the team? Morata had two world-class, fantastic passes played to him, one from Willian with his outside of the foot, and Fabregas's world-class over-the-top through ball, and that's the type of service that strikers dream of. Now, yes, you guys, I've been very sympathetic towards Morata. There's a lot of context behind some of his performances, but it's getting to a point now where I think those excuses are kind of getting weaker and weaker each day, and it's possibly coming down to whether Morata's actually good enough to play for a club like us. And I think that it's going to affect the team in the future. Now, picture this scenario. Imagine you're Cesc or you're Willian or you're Hazard. You know, you've got an opportunity to play Morata in, or you've got the opportunity to play a pass to Morata so he can create space for you. Are you going to play that pass to him? Because number one, you're going to be thinking, is he actually going to even finish this effort? And number two, you're going to be thinking, will he still keep hold of the ball? And really, to be a top team, you need to make sure that your team chemistry is at 100%. You don't want to start having doubts in players in your team, because then that can affect things in the game. And I think currently with Morata, he's not really providing much to the team. It's quite sad in a way. And to be honest, it's looking like Giroud for me, even though I don't really rate him as much. But the thing with him is he doesn't lose the ball and he can actually build up with him. You guys, moving on to the third talking point, that's in regards to the squad players and just how some of them did. Now, if you're Sarri, you're really interested in this game because you want to see what type of squad players you can rely upon during the course of a season. Now, would Sarri have felt really confident in the performance? Well, it's not as easy to say. You know, we're playing against Liverpool, a team that does press, and that's like a very small minority of teams that plays like that. So in a way, you're not going to get the fairest observation on those players. But I do think that some players stood out and some players are pretty poor. Starting with Cesc Fabregas, I'm a bit surprised that people doubted whether he could play that Jorginho role. I think, you know, have you guys forgotten how this guy used to play for Arsenal at Barcelona? I'm not too sure, but anyway, already dictating things, and it was quite interesting to see because he was looking for a lot of forward passes, and I think that he's going to be a very useful option for Sarri over this season. And let's not forget, his performance did get worse as the game went on, but the guy's just come back from injury, he's barely played, he needs time to get really match fit. You look at Ross Barkley, and you guys, a lot of people like to think that I have fun digging Barkley out. I don't, you know, but Chelsea were a big club. I've got high expectations on all of our players, and when I see Barkley making mistakes others aren't making, I have to talk about it. And with Barkley, as I'm saying, 3 times he lost possession of the ball in our own half. That's criminal due to the way we play and this focus on building out from the back. And with the balls he lost in our own half, they created scoring chances for Liverpool. It's not good enough. I'm not seeing any improvements. The guy just isn't press resistant. Once he gets closed down, he loses possession and it's not good enough. You look at Emerson Palmieri, and again with Emerson, I really feel that Sarri has to give him more game time, because I think with confidence, we can see even more to his game. I think at times he was quite safe, which is a bit understandable. He wasn't playing with the first full team as well. You know, Hazard wasn't on that side. And of course, there's no Rudiger or Luiz in the team. And I think there were a few times where he was out of possession, where, you know, he's pressing very hard up the pitch, and it's understandable that's going to happen at times. So I think he'll get used to that the more he does play. But then I look at his pace, some of his ability to keep possession of the ball, some of his link-up play as well. It was good, and it was nice for him to get that goal in the game, and it was great to see how the players reacted to him scoring. You know, you saw how crazy guys like Willian were on the bench, how the whole team was celebrating his goal, and it's great to see, and hopefully Sarri's going to see something from him in that game and give him more game time. And of course, got to talk about Victor Moses now. I look at Moses, The guy can play all down that right hand side, right wing, right midfield, right wing back and right back. He just provides a lot, and I think that his ability to keep possession of the ball, and Moses can resist the press. How many times was he skipping past Marino or beating the press from Keita or Fabinho? He can do that, and that can really provide something when you're playing out. You know, compare that to Aspie, who continuously kept losing the ball. It's not the first time he's done that. He's been doing that since last season, and I think teams will only start targeting that side even more. And that moves on nicely to the fourth talking point, and that's in regards to Liverpool's press. Now, with Liverpool, they didn't really play with a gung-ho high pressing game throughout the entire course of the game. They picked their moments. You know, they did revert back to that mid-block where they're hoping to force Chelsea to play long balls to Morata and to play around their midfields. But you can see that Liverpool were struggling a bit. Look at our possession in the first half. We had 62% of the ball. But when it came to the second half, and when you look at the end of the game, Liverpool had 53% possession of the ball. We had 47%. And that's because they started to press more aggressively, and they were pressing down our flanks, particularly down that right hand side where, of course, you know, you've got Kale and Azpilicueta losing possession of the ball. Barkley dropping deeper, wasn't being that passing outlet, wasn't helping. You got Cesc that's a bit tired as well, and they were looking to focus attacks down that side to try and create spaces in behind for players like Shaqiri and Sturridge. So it was no surprise that Kante needed to come on and Hazard needed to come on as well to really try and force Liverpool back a bit, because they were starting to dominate proceedings a bit. And of course, with Luiz coming back in the team as well, that really helps us play out from the back even better. And this moves on to my final talking point, the importance of David Luiz and our big boys at the back. And by our big boys, I'm talking about Kepa, Rudiger, Jorginho and Luiz. Honestly, you guys, it might sound kind of rich, but I think currently we are the best team in the world at playing out from the back. I think in Rudiger and Luiz, we basically have two more playmakers in the team. Their ability to find players and spaces to start attacks from deep is incredible. And it's just how they pass the ball, you guys. Every single thing is quicker. And when you're playing against teams that like to press you high and close you down in your own half, you need to be quick with your passes, quick on the ball, and you can't afford to lose possession. And you just don't get that with Luiz and Rudiger. And let's not forget too, it comes down to the small details in which they're able to play out from the back so quickly. It's how they pass the ball. You know, you look at Jorginho. How many times does Jorginho have to receive the ball with his back facing the play? It rarely happens, because every time those guys make a pass, they always pass to the right side for Jorginho to start attacks. Now, they're all small details that no one really cares about, but these are things that coaches look into, and these are things that really help you excel at playing out from the back. And don't forget too, if Jorginho is getting closed down, Kovacic coming back, or Kepa can find someone with a pass, it makes a massive difference. And Liverpool might be thinking, you know what, when we started to press Chelsea, we were looking better, but it's going to be a completely different game for them on Saturday, because the big boys are back. We've shown that we can beat their press with our best players back. I think it's going to be even easier. But anyway, you guys, that's going to be the end for today's 5 talking points video. Yeah, I know this one's a bit lengthy, but there are a lot of really interesting discussion points from yesterday's game. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and opinions. You guys, thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Line CV. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the opposition analysis and for the match preview.